I quote, Ankh ujdasaneb, life, strength, health, let food be thy medicine, an epistemic examination on the genealogy of the Africana holistic health tradition with preliminary considerations in the city of Philadelphia, 1967 to present. Submitted by Heru Setempenra Hek-Unta, Department of African American Studies, December 2016. The utilization of natural elements of the earth to remedy corporal maladies dates back to the medical systems of ancient Nile Valley culture. Given the continuity and intergenerational transmission of knowledge evident in African expressions of culture, these olden naturalistic health techniques throughout time have continuously been used as therapeutic modalities by posterior African cultures, both continental and diasporic. Due to its tripartite approach in healing of mind, body, and spirit, this age-old African healing tradition has gained popularity in contemporary times and is commonly known today as the locution holistic health. And the quotes continue. As we saw here in Philadelphia, not only Brother Kofi Kwatamani with the First Intercourse, first raw food restaurant in this area, but we also had Baba of Akibalon Academy going on right here in Philadelphia. Who were the heavyweights? At that time, you had Aris and you had Brother Kofi. Kofi had a restaurant here called the First Intercourse. And not only was he doing raw food, which was exciting, but Kofi was polygamous. He had a harem of women that brothers loved. And when you were in the spot, it was pillows on the floor and material hanging. And you had all these beautiful black women walking around serving you on trays and stuff. That turned some heads on a couple of different levels. But he and Aris were the beginning. Aris was in New York and Kofi was here. The First Intercourse was popping when in Philadelphia? Mid to late 1970s, early 1980s. It was in Germantown on Vernon Road, and he opened up and basically they served Kush. Kofi did not do the extensive raw food feast that Aris does. He never was that expansive. He kept to a basic kind of certain things, and that's what they did. His restaurant was the first raw food restaurant that I know of, and the second one would have been the one the Nation of Akibalon had on Shelton Avenue. According to Aris Latham, High Priest Kwatamani was the first individual to offer raw food cuisine to the African community in Philadelphia in the 1970s. The name of the salubrious food establishment in Philadelphia was entitled First Intercourse, and it offered to its customers dishes named in reverence of ancient Nile Valley culture, such as the King's and Queen's Loaf, the Nile Valley, Kush High Supreme, the Royal Kemetic Salad, the Pharaoh's Loaf, among others. High Priest Kwatamani, you've been turning heads for quite a while. I don't know if I can... polygamy? Wow, What can I ask you and what can you say about some things that people have been very curious about for a very long time?
Time to get deep into the core to see things one has been taught to ignore. The battle of the sexes, hexes, yeah. 2 parts to one whole, split in 2. This is how opposition grew. Instinctively she knew what masculine energy was birthed to do. The provider who fertilized the seeds inside her. His is to protect and guide her. He ejaculates his life energy, the essence of he for her to nurture urgently. She soft, sensuous, wet, stimulated as she can get in the heat of the sweat. Sperm cells moving like a jet as the natural urge surge to merge with she and the mojo of her femininity, reproducing that unified intensity. Halt, wait, stop, put on the brake. 99.9 SM Spiritual Medium.
Wow, Priestess. First Intercourse, Vernon Road. Now that brings back lots of memory. I definitely needed this walk through our garden culture sanctuary in order to fully express the vibrations and sensations that I hold for those times. That was over 40 plus years ago. At the time, I was a devoted research lecturer, African Studies Department, University of Ghana, Legon, under the directions of that highly acclaimed, renowned African music historian, Professor Ikatir. Festac was over, and Ghana had just completed a revolutionary coup. I remember that special invitation